Hi guys, you're welcome to Web Technologies. We're still on Laravel for beginners. We're moving on and we're going to the next model, which is add comments. In the last episode, we set up a logic to display each comment associated with a post. We manually created this comment using a query builder, which I can show you this. You can see this is a query builder when we actually inserted a comment into the comments table. Now we're going to actually create a form that will undo this. So let's go back to our browsers. Let me just call the fifth post. Fine. Now we're going to actually create a comment form somewhere underneath here. So for us to actually do that, back to our text editor, I'm actually going to create the comment form somewhere here. First of all, I have a line, a jar. Afterwards, I'm going to create a space. I'm going to create the div class. Let's give it card, which is from the Twitter Bootstrap. That's fine. I'm going to have another div. The class is going to be card block. Now the form follows. So we're going to actually build up the structure of the form. Bring out this clearly. So the structure is actually going to be div, class, form group, now we're going to have a text area. Just going to close up all that structured name. Let's give it body, placeholder, comment here, class, form control, and we have the closing text area. So let me close this up. Close this up. Likewise here. Likewise here. That's fine. I'm actually going to copy this. For our button. So it's actually going to be a form group. Now it's going to be a button. Let me change this. Also, this the submit button now. Button. Type. Submit. Class. btn primary. Now I'm going to call it add comment. Let's maintain lowercase. That's fine. Save it right there. Take away some space. That's fine. Let's save it out. Same thing with this. Let's try try to see it. Alright, we're right on point. Now we're going to actually go back to the farm. Now we need to post. So we have a method which is post. Just maintain this. Also we have an action. That's where would actually undo this particular post. So we point it to the posts. Now a wildcard, which will be the ID post ID comments. That's fine. So we save this out and we get going. So let's go to a route to actually create this particular route. So we actually get that in the routes folder, the web.php. Going to create a route. The post. And we actually point to the posts. Anytime we call the posts slash posts comments. So you're actually going to point these to the comments controller. That's the suite. And which function are we going to call? We're going to call the store. So we're going to create a function, a method rather, called store right there in the comments controller. So let's close it out, right? Save it. So back to our terminals. I'm going to actually exit from here. So I will go back. Now let's create the controller PHP artisan make controller comments controller. That's fine. So let's get to look at this controller PHP artisan. So app HTTP. You should know all where this lies. You can see it, the comments controller. So now, first of all, we're going to use, we are not going to actually use this, or just let's still leave it, but we're going to use the app post, and we're going to actually use the app comment. So the model we use the app posts and the app comment. These are models that we're going to use. So we're going to create a method called public function star. We're going to pass posts with its objects posts. So right there we're going to build the comments using the query builder. We're still going to replace this with eloquent, or just do it, let's do it the long way first, and let's see how it flows. Now we call the body for the request body. for the post ID. Request. Now instead of using the request now, we're actually going to run the post since we're linking to the ID, not the post ID of the comment body. So we just call it this way. This should be a comma, and we should end it the semicolon. Inside here we return back. That's after posting. Save that quickly and have it set right. So let's go back to the show blade PHP. If you should notice, we're still gonna need the CSRF field. That's the request forgery. So let's include that CSRF underscore field. That's fine. Save it. So let's try it out. A refresh. Let's then pass in coming up a great blog. Let's add a comment. So we're mass signing. Let's try to fix that. We need to pass the protected and specify which fields are we mass signing. Fillable, which will be equals to, we have something of, now we are assigning the body and post ID. Now this should actually call out of this method. So let's go back to retry. Coming up. Sorry. Got that submitted. Can you notice that coming up with a great post? So that's fine. After specifying the particular fields that we want to mass assign, we get that sorted out. We have the post coming up with a great post right there sitting in the comment section. So now I'm actually going to do something quickly. If your client tried to ask that you need a comment to a post, how will you go about that? So let's go back to our text editor. Now we need to modify the comments controller. Back to the comments controller. We're actually going to remove the query builder to actually make us do something here. Since we have a relationship with the comments, let's run post. Add comment. Now we're going to call request. Body. That's fine. We have this way. Now we need to create a new method right in the post model. So we have to create a new method. I'll give it public, add comment, which will take a parameter of body. It's fine. So now let's pass in the comment. This is just another way that you can actually handle this. Create. And let's just copy out. Since we've cancelled that out, we need to build it. Let's do that quickly. Body. Do it a long way. Get to use eloquent to actually fix this, to make it shorter. Call body. And we have post ID. I will give it this ID. That's fine. Let's save. Let's give a breathing space. Save that right. So back to our comment form. We'll refresh. Let me type getting rolling. That's fine. We have that set appropriately. Now for us to we're still going to do something later on, so that we have like a flash message instead of just having a boring refresh. So anytime you post a comment, there'll be a flash that okay, the comment has been posted or something. That will be done in subsequent videos. Now we have that set. So let us use Eloquent to actually build up the comment. Back to the post PHP text editor. Now we're going to actually take away this long way from the add comment. This will be taken away and will be replaced by having something of this nature. Comments. You're going to call the create compact. Since we've been familiar with this, now we call the body. So you have something of this nature. Close it out there. Save. So let's try it again. Let's try it again. I'm going to call this one a new way. Posts. We have it done. Can you see that? Just within a second, we have another comment. Now we'll get to actually do something. Let's validate. At the same time, we're going to bring in the errors few that we've actually done earlier to actually make this work perfectly. So right there in the comments controller, we're going to add this so to finish up, let's add a layer of validation over here, and we're going to actually call this keyword by point to validate. Call the requests. We'll have the body. That's fine. Now we're going to have something called required. required. Now we get the minimum to be two letters. That's fine. And gonna close this appropriately just to validate the form. So back to browser. Let's refresh. Now let's pass a letter of just one alphabet. Can you see? Validate minimum of 2. Okay, to fix that, just need a semicolon. Save that out, right? Move back. Refresh. Now let's type in 1 alphabet. Can you notice that it's actually the post, but the error message is not coming up? So for us to actually get that done so that it's actually going to be UI appealing, now we need to display the error. In the previous video, we set up the errors for our validation. Now let's go back to our text editor to actually bring that out. We'll find the errors displayed right in the layout. So let's go to the views, the layouts. Then I have the errors displayed.php. That's fine. So we're actually going to do something here quickly. So now we need to reference the errors.blade right there in the show blade.php. So that is actually going to do the trick for us. So right there below, somewhere around the form, we're actually going to include layouts. That's errors. Just this way. Have a set. Save that. So save that. Now back to our browser. Refresh. Let's give 1 alphabet. Do you notice this? The error message. The body must be at least 2 characters. That's fine. That's just how to undo this. This is a server-side validation. And let's give for the browser validation about we have required, so that will actually be undone as well, in the browser and also in the server side. So this is just how to create a post, to create a comment for the particular post and have it incorporated right there in the form. Thank you very much for hanging out with me throughout this tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.